Neighbourhood Arts is our way of getting back on the road and giving back to others.
After a 3-year layover due to a brain tumor,
We're planning a 1-month road trip from Boulder, Colorado to Moscow, Idaho, developing a fundraising model that partners local artists with causes they care about in their communities. As we make our way up the Rockies, we'll organize small events in which artists can join us in making art for charitable donation. Once we get to Idaho, their art will be used in an online auction to support their selected causes. And of course, we'll document the whole thing.
our goal for this project is to raise more money for good causes than it takes to fund the project. If the model turns out to be successful, we'll take our lessons learned and continue to develop creative, positive, and effective fundraising techniques for the future, something we've always been dedicated to doing. So here's how it will work.
We'll find a van. Here's where you come in and renovate it for the journey.
This is our trusty friend Hardy Boy. He's been great for adventures in New Zealand.
And now we need your help to build one just like him in the States.
We'll reach out to awesome artists on the route, making use of social media.
And we'll document the entire journey as we travel between artists in different locations.
We'll produce art with them in their communities, while getting to know a little bit more about the artists and their causes they care about.
And we'll hold a big art show at the end of the trip, auctioning off all of the art and the van. All of the proceeds go to the artist's chosen causes.
So why are we doing this?
We met when we were both studying anthropology with a focus on international development. I did some work with Engineers Without Borders in Bolivia, while Bethany studied development agencies in West Africa. Within a few months, we fell in love. And 2 months after that, we presented a paper together in the American Anthropological Association's annual conference in San Francisco. This conference was going to kick off our first ever epic U.S. road trip together, from San Francisco to New Mexico, to be with family for Thanksgiving and make incredible memories along the way.
Soon after arriving at the conference, I began to receive splitting headaches, and I suddenly lost the vision in my right eye. So a few days heading towards New Mexico, we finally checked in at an emergency room, where I was tested, scanned, poked, prodded, and given the murky diagnosis of either multiple sclerosis or a brain tumor. After a botched spinal tap, I was forced to lay flat on my back, doped up on morphine as we made our way across the southwest. Even though we were only planning on connecting flights in Seattle, I was admitted to the local emergency room because of the pain from the botched spinal tap, where they eventually identified a grade 3 anaplastic oligodendroglioma, a brain tumor. A fist-sized piece of my brain was removed, and only days later, we were on a plane to New Zealand so I could be with my family. Once we were there, I underwent over a year of chemotherapy and radiation, while James did the 9 to 5.
After Bethany was diagnosed with the tumor, our good friends from Moscow, Idaho held a creative fundraiser for us. George and Carly, the owners of Sangria Grill, opened their new restaurant, Myelina, with a 2-day benefit for Bethany. The entire community turned out with full bookings both days, and even the wait staff was made of my friends who volunteered and pulled their tips. It's because of the generosity of the Moscow community and many others like them that we've been able to weather the storm with relatively little turbulence.
Barring the missing bits of brain, of course. Now that my health and hair are back, we've decided it's time for us to give back. So inspired by the generosity of our friends and family,
I quit my job. We've moved out of our apartment into a van, and we're launching Neighbourhood Arts. Neighbourhood Arts uses our grit as travelers, our creativity as artists, and our compassion as anthropologists to create unique fundraising models.
philanthropic PR with an artistic twist, you could say.
After spending the last 3 years recuperating in New Zealand,
We've decided it's time for us to head back to the States to use our good health for the benefit of others.
we want your help to make the great American road trip we never had.
And give back as much as we can to the people and places we visit along the way. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for your support.
And thanks for funding.